America 250 mean to me?
Okay, so how do I feel about America's 250th anniversary?
What does America at 250 mean to me? It's a time to celebrate the country that we're so lucky to call home. And it's also a time to take stock of how far we've come and to take stock of all the work we still need to do.
To me, America 250 is a reminder that we are a really young country. It's easy to forget sometimes. It feels like it's also an opportunity to reflect on the kind of country we have been, where the reality has fallen short of the myth, and to ask ourselves, what kind of country do we want to be in the future, and what would it take in order to get there?
To me, America 250 is a celebration of the Declaration of Independence as an aspirational document, as a starting point, and a further celebration of all the people over the last 2.5 centuries who've worked to improve upon it to make our country better.
America 250 means the people, means we the people. And I say that not as a slogan. I say that because I have seen it as a reporter in the streets just over the course of the last year. From Los Angeles to the hallways of 26 Federal Plaza in New York, to Chicago, to Charlotte, to Minneapolis, where I watched the people stand up and push back and fight for each other. And that is what this country is all about. And that is what America 250 means to me.
It should be a time of reflection to think about how far we've come, but also yet how far we still have to go in this unfinished work of our democracy. But what concerns me about this current moment is that the current president has attempted to make it about himself, to merge the celebration of our country with the celebration of him. And so we gotta be vigilant on that, America.
The first place my mind goes is 4th of July when I was a kid. And I think about the flags that would line the lawns and the 4th of July parade and the barbecues and all the ways we'd come together to celebrate America. Listen, I'm 42 now. The world is not as simple a place as it was when I was 10. America is not as simple as I saw it. We're in a fight right now about who we are, who can be an American, who should be an American, where we go from here, what our future should be. I think it's a fight worth having. And I'm ready to put on my boxing gloves.
There are lots of rights that we have in this country, but those rights require all of us to make sure that those rights stick around.
America 250 means we have an idea here that has at least stood the test of time. We have overcome a lot, and maybe if we work together, the best is yet to come.
We're out here in Washington Square Park. Hundreds of people have already gathered. The march is not scheduled to start for a little bit yet, but hundreds of people already gathered. We even have active duty service members that are out here. Literally active duty service members are joining us for this march. This is not just a few people. This is not just few in number. Veterans and active duty service members are fed the fuck up what's happening in this country. And we're about to march across Philadelphia to make that statement. Veterans against fascism. Philadelphia, 250 years ago, Declaration of Independence was signed right here. 250 years later, veterans and active duty service members gathering together to scream our voices collectively against fascism.
Normal. This is not normal.
As if this is normal. This is not normal.
Dogs bark with the voices of children pretending to be dogs.
Why did you come to the 250?
Because we wanted to see how empty it was.
We're here at the Great American State Fair that is being put on by Freedom 250. That's a Trump-backed group that's been in a tug-of-war with America 250, a bipartisan group established by Congress. And they've been battling over putting on the 250th birthday celebrations of the country. Now, Trump is everywhere here. And as you can see behind me, there is a smaller scale model of the president's proposed 250-foot triumphal arch. People are trickling in, but the crowds are still really sparse. And they're getting some break from the heat by going into state-themed booths.
There's also a baptism pool under a prayer tent.
We also saw a James Madison impersonator performing in front of a handful of attendees.
Keep it up. Go. Go. Get it. Go.
About how much President Trump has kind of put himself at the center of the 250 celebration?
Absolutely not. I ain't got a problem with it. He's our president. I'm disgusted with these Democrat states that don't come up here.
He's the president of the United States. No, that's silly.
Do you have any reservations about how much he's made himself a centerpiece of the celebration?
Absolutely not. This guy's Mr. America.
Look, he's patriotic. He's brought back prayer. He's brought back being proud of America. I salute that all day long. Biden never did it.
And there was a bipartisan coalition, America 250. It's been replaced in terms of a lot of the public events here with Freedom 250, which is a Trump-backed organization. Do you have any reservations about the president kind of making himself so much the center point of the 250 celebration?
I like freedom and I like America, and it's our 250th year anniversary. I don't have any qualms about it.
I mean, America 250 was created by Congress. Freedom 250 is a Trump organization.
Oh, I mean, I don't know that anybody cares. As long as we're celebrating 250th.
They pushed aside basically a congressionally created organization. Was that the right move by the Trump team?
If we weren't getting the results we needed, it was. And I don't know that you want to rely on Congress for a whole lot right now.
Do you have any reservations about how much Trump has made himself kind of the centerpiece of the 250 anniversary?
No comment. I mean, let's talk about substantive things.
America needs to see this image today. This is the Washington, D.C. Metro. You see white nationalist Patriot Front members marching on our nation's capital on America's 250th anniversary as one person looks on. She's not masked. She's not hiding her face. She is sitting, a commuter, in a sea full of white nationalists, a sea full of people chanting to, quote, reclaim the United States of America, a sea full of people who are masked, who refuse to show their faces out of cowardice, a sea full of people who want people like her to not have rights in the United States of America. This image was taken by Reuters today. It was on the DC Metro, and it's an image that I think every American needs to see as we recognize America's 250th anniversary. We have cowards riding the Metro, and we have a brave commuter sitting not masked in the face of it all. Spread the word and follow along for all the news you need to know.
I'm out here at the State Fair. It is as empty as advertised. It is also so hot that it's not really safe to be out here, especially if you think of people who would typically come who might be a little bit older, maybe supporters of the president. So I am putting that out there.
Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck Donald Trump! Fuck 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 Donald Trump! We say fuck Donald Trump! 2, 1, 2, 3, 4!
Washington, D.C. is July 4th, and as you can see behind me, we've got a crowd of a few hundred folks out here ready to march and rally. And no matter what the MAGAs are going to say, this is not an anti-America protest. This is not an anti-4th of July protest. This is about reclaiming the 4th of July and our country for the people, which is what it's supposed to all be about. We're here because we love the Constitution, we love this country, and we want every American to be afforded equal opportunity. We want every American to be able to pay their bills, pay their rent, have health care, radical crazy things like empathy. So we've got a few hundred people out. They're going to be marching shortly, and thank you all. Stay tuned for 4th of July DC coverage. It is over 100 degrees. It's gonna be something.
In and around Washington, D.C., be aware white nationalists are marching on the nation's capital this morning on America's 250th anniversary. This video was shot by Mitchell Miller, a reporter in Washington, D.C. at Union Station, and it shows hundreds of masked men carrying Confederate flags, chanting anti-immigrant slogans, calling for the country to be, quote, reclaimed. They started at Union Station, and they appear to be marching across the city today in covered masks. These individuals chanting white nationalist slogans, carrying Confederate flags. Law enforcement is actively monitoring their demonstration, and they're actively trying to conceal their identities by wearing the white masks or the white kind of face guards on their face. And as you can see, there are Confederate flags like that one right there. So if you live in the area, be aware. This is what they're bringing for America's 250th.
Anybody have any questions while we're here? Property tax. You got time for an interview?
Those are. Oh my God. Not the Proud Boys walking through DC. Oh, just tripped. Oh my God, y'all.
We got people breaking through the barriers of the Capitol building. We got people breaking through the barriers of the Capitol building. There's people that are breaking through the barriers of the Capitol building, rushing the Capitol steps. We got people rushing the Capitol steps right now. Capitol Police are responding to the break. Capitol Police are responding to those who broke through the Capitol barriers. They're taking a seat. They're taking a seat on the Capitol steps.
Other side of the bike rack.
They're taking a seat on the Capitol steps.
Pay attention, what's going on?
I see it.
You busted him?
They tripped over the barricade. We got veterans who broke through the barrier at the Capitol. Veterans, military off our streets. The veterans say military off our streets. They're taking a sit-in on the Capitol steps. To sit in on the Capitol steps, breaking through the barrier. Capitol Police responded to it.
Riders. See President Trump, who just got off a train below. I know you guys showed a little bit of that. And now, oh, what a beautiful shot we have. This is the Rough Riders escorting the Beast, the president's vehicle, up this beautiful winding road that takes you to the top of this hill, which is where the Teddy Roosevelt Presidential Library is. So this is just an extraordinary scene, and they could not have a more gorgeous day for this. I know it's really hot back east. It's about 84 degrees out here, sunny, not terribly humid. It's just a gorgeous day, and I would expect, knowing what we know about President Trump, he is going to absolutely love everything he's seeing on this. I don't know when the last time he was on a train was. I'm guessing it was a really long time ago, but
Flag, 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 flag. To the front. That's about it. We're good. Reclaim America!
you have to accept your passport to America, they're available here in this pavilion right here left if you're looking at the stage. It's the only place at the fair where you can get the passport and take it around, and the states will stamp them as you visit each one. We will be back on the stage at 5 o'clock. We have Native Hoops. They are a world-renowned hoop dancing family. And at 5:45, Jessica Lynn and her band will be back on stage. So come back after the rodeo and join us. We look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah, that's from Spooky.
Paul, hope your coffee's as good as mine. Hell, I hope it's better. I really do. Too many people confuse that fact. They think that nations are land. It isn't. Dirt isn't a country. The people are the country. On this 4th of July, I am very proud to be a member of the group that actually loves our people, loves our fellow Americans. You know, we got a group of people out there, we got Republicans out there that don't. Their core is bigotry. Their core is to hate other people. It's their sole existence is pointing at somebody else and saying, you're bad, you're the problem. No. I'm proud to be part of the people that don't tell you how to pray, who to love, that welcomes you like we welcomed all our ancestors. Yeah. I'm proud to be a Democrat on this 4th of July. Happy 4th of July, my fellow Democrats.
Yeah.
Stand and fight. If we stand and fight, we're gonna be alright. We're gonna be alright. Is there fire in your heart? Is there fire in your heart? You can do your part. You can do your part. Be a shine in the dark. Be a shine in the dark. To that powder spark. To that powder spark. When faith is hard to find. When faith is hard to find. When hope is on the decline. When hope is on the decline. Remember hate gives time. Remember hate gives time. Keep that steel in the spine. Keep that steel in the spine. When faith is hard to find. When faith is hard to find. When hope is on the decline. When hope is on the decline. Remember hate gives time. Remember hate gives time. Keep that steel in the spine. Keep that steel in the spine. Spread fire in your mind. Spread fire in your mind. Get on the front line. Get on the front line. 'Cause old thinking dies. Old thinking dies. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. Is there fire in your feet? Is there fire in your feet? Start marching to the beat. Start marching to the beat. Backing down, no retreat. Backing down, no retreat. Till everybody gets free. Till everybody gets free. When faith is hard to find. When faith is hard to find. When It's time. Keep that steel in your spine. When faith is hard to find. When hope is on the decline. Remember, hate gets tired. Keep that steel in your spine. Keep that steel in your spine. Keep that steel in your spine.
It's time for the Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Oh yeah. The Trucker John Livestream. Come along for a good time. It's a good time, good time, good time, good time. Trucker John Livestream. Gonna be a good time. Gonna be the time of your life. Gonna talk some shit. Hush your mouth. Gonna talk a little smack. Gonna talk whatever comes of it. You're gonna always wanna come back. Well, yeah, it's the Trucker John Livestream. He's the biggest, baddest, funniest mother you've ever seen. Watch your mouth, he's headed south. Not even sure what that means, but if it's one thing I know, the Trucker John Livestream is the best thing you've ever seen.
Woo! Wow. Even that got to me. Are we on? Yeah. Well, happy 4th of July, everybody. Woo! Woo-hoo! Happy 4th of July. Hee-hee-hee. Yeah. What does this do? I don't even know how to work this one. I think this one's broken. Bang, bang. Bang. Happy 4th of July anyhow. I think this is broken. I found these, these were in the box of my stuff from storage, so I don't even know how old these are, but hey. Woohoo! There, maybe I'll hang that up there for a celebration. Anyhow, thanks for being here on this 4th of July 2026. Sorry. I hope you enjoyed that intro. Even some of you I saw in the chat said you were welling up or crying. Even I made the thing, and I already knew what was in the thing, and I still I almost started welling up a little bit. So happy 4th of July. Here on July 4th, it's 12:38 p.m. here in the Pacific time zone, and it's 100 degrees out here on the outer rim otherwise known as Boulder Highway. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to skip the last few shows. I've been reading little excerpts from the Constitution, the United States Constitution. Today I'm going to read the First Amendment, or as it says here, Amendment 1. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof, or abridging the freedom of speech, or of the press, or of the right of the people peaceably to assemble and to petition the government for a redress of grievances. That's the First Amendment, ladies and gentlemen. That's today's constitutional moment. Anyhow, so let's put that away. Thank you so much for being here. I'm not able to scroll to the top of the chat. I did see Paul Burrows was, of course, the first one. And I did see also we've got some super chats coming in. Thank you guys so much. Nola Carnes, DPD, thank you. I'm not able to scroll back to Nola Carnes. I do see DPD there and the others. I'll give you a quick yippee. And here's a yippee to Nola Carnes. Yippee, Nola Carnes. And then as I scroll down, I'll give you additional yippies. We're going to do lots of yippies. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you enjoyed that intro. I hope it was worth the wait. I probably cost myself getting a nice raid from Hal. If I'd been on time, I have a feeling they were probably going to raid me, but they don't do it unless the show is actually running. And I was still downloading the thing. It takes a long time. Anyhow, thanks for being here. I see Petrazi's here. It says, talking about the 250 celebration there in DC, says that's not even a fair. Where's the tents games, local food tents? Yeah, I've seen better little, my kids' little elementary school book fairs are better organized and more attended than this thing is. I hope you like the intro. I try to do a warts and all, the good and the bad. I think it was more bad in there than good, or at least things that we're not terribly proud of. I tried to put it all in there: good, bad, and indifferent. And I know, and I think it was Lug Dragon who said, "Oh, here it is. Here, only one critique. I don't see anything about George Floyd." That is a pretty small critique. The video was perfect. Thank you, Lug Dragon, or Lug Dragon's twin, I guess. Thank you. And yeah, I mean, there's probably 100 or 200 or 300 other things I could have put in there. And it's just just too much. That intro, instead of being 30 minutes, would have been 2 hours. I guess I could make a 2-hour one, but I don't know. But yeah, there's just so much to put in there. Penny to Create says Capigula is showing America that Idiocracy is a documentary. Yeah, the movie. Yeah. Also, I tried to juxtapose the different protests. What do they, by they I mean the right wingers, the white nationalists, so-called conservatives, but these right wingers, what do they protest for? What are they protesting for? They're protesting for racism. They want to bring back racism like full on. They want to bring back the Confederacy. They want to oppress people of color and marginal groups and make their whiteness supreme. That's what they protest for. What do we protest on the left? We protest things like we don't want kings, we don't want fascism, we don't want the oligarchs running our country. We protest for equal rights and for civil rights. Man, it couldn't get any more opposite. The two sides. I mean, people are always saying, you know, they'll accuse me of dividing the country, or people like me of dividing this country. Well, you know what? Stop being just a racist bigot, and you know, maybe we can get along. I don't know. It's just crazy. Josh Sees is here. Always good to see Josh Sees. There's Paul Burrows, who I believe was first in the chat this morning, way early. Big Hook. The fair has been another Trump grift. Yep, absolutely. Just now coming to DPD's $20 super chat. Thank you so much, DPD. Yippee, going out to DPD. Here's a thumbs up and a heart for you. DPD says, thank you, TJ, for making me cry. I'm shedding tears for each soul that has sacrificed their lives for this country. We must use this time to reflect on who we are. We must do and demand more for future generations. Bravo, TJ. Thank you, DPD. Thanks for the $20 super chat. And I was, like I said, I've been working on this almost all night. I was up until like 4 a.m. getting all those for the slideshow part, and then when I got up this morning, about 10 o'clock, I thought, okay, that gives me an hour. I shouldn't think that way. It really only gives me about maybe a half an hour. And I thought, well, I got to do, you know, I can't just do that slideshow. I got to do the thing that I usually do, which is, you know, I get clips, videos, and things that are happening pretty currently. So then I put all those together, you know, all the videos and stuff, and then, you know, you got to chop them up and edit and place them, and then you download them and upload them. And so I've seen the clips, and I still, as it was playing, I started almost welling up. You know, there's just something. These things just can touch you. You know. Jolie's here. Hello, Jolie. Thanks so much. Let's see. Big Hook says Republicans, as usual, are performative clowns who act angry like they are going to do something while all they do is nothing and block legislation to help struggling Americans. Speaking of Big Hook, Big Hook shared a video, and I have it in my library here. I'm going to play it now. It's a very funny take on how the Freedom 250 fair is being handled. So let's see if I can find it. I believe this is it.
You ready to head over to the Great American Fair? I sure am. Just finished packing. Oh no, you can't bring that. No backpacks allowed. Oh, well, I guess I could just carry some of the stuff. What stuff? It's just basic summer essentials like sunscreen and bug spray. Nope, can't bring that either. Oh, well then I'll just bring the cream kind and not the spray kind. Doesn't matter, okay? We're going to celebrate our freedom and it's not allowed. Okay, then I guess I'll just carry the umbrella. No. I can't even have an umbrella? Of course not. What if someone were to use it as a weapon? So they're throwing an outdoor event without any kind of UV protection allowed? Sounds like a fun origin story to tell your oncologist in a few years. Whatever. Let's just grab the cooler and go. Nope, no coolers either. Fine, I guess I'll just carry our water bottles then. Also, no water bottles or tumblers allowed. It's like 100 degrees outside. 107. So we can't bring sunscreen, bug spray, umbrellas, or even water? Do they at least have water available there? Of course they do. Oh, thank goodness. For money. Jesus, of course it is. So what is it, like $5 a bottle? That's rookie numbers. $10? More? $15? I'm gonna need you to take this seriously or don't bother guessing. So if we're all doomed to die of heat stroke, is there at least anything fun to do or maybe some like cool, authentic foods to eat? We are celebrating 250 years of America with an event thrown by the Trump administration. So what do they have? Speeches! Lots and lots of speeches from Trump's donors.
Is there at least anything fun planned for the 4th of July?
Lots and lots of speeches from Trump.
I thought America 250 was supposed to be about America.
Haven't you learned anything at all? Denying basic human rights like water is exactly what America stands for.
Should we just go see the reflecting pool instead?
Can't do that either.
I'm out. How many days are the Epstein files overdue?
182.
Damn it!
For money.
Okay, am I back? All right, that was a very funny clip. Let's see. I guess make sure you can hear me. Okay. I thought that was a very funny clip. I liked it. Thanks, Big Hook, for sharing that with me. We have a Discord page. If you guys want to go to Discord, you can drop me little videos like that. I'm hoping that sometime by the end of this show, I will figure out how to fire this thing off. I think maybe it's just broken. Oh, wait. Ready? I think I got it. Happy 4th of July. Woohoo! Just had to press the little trigger really hard. That's it for the fireworks. That's all I got. Well, yeah, happy 4th of July, everybody. Let's see. DPD says, I will say, this is honestly all I can. Wait, no, shoot. I'll have to, it disappeared. I'll catch you later on that one. Let's see. Pity to create, and I'm using the old microphone. How does that sound? I'm using the old original. I guess we're okay. I think this is the best one. I'm using the old original chopstick mic today. By the way, let's see. Big Hook says Republicans. Oh, yeah, I think I already read that one. Pity to create says Donald has given a temporary boost to the haters. May Donald and his sycophants enablers face the karma they've earned. Here, absolutely. Teresa TAK is here. Hey, Teresa, good to see you. Thanks for coming on in, hanging out with us. Haven't seen Teresa in a while, so thanks for coming on in, guys. Make sure you hit the hype button. If you see any hype buttons, like, subscribe, and share. Share. Subscribe. Tell everyone you know to subscribe. We're at over 4,520 subscribers. We keep growing little by little. We're trying to get to 5K. 5K Hennessy Day, and we'll have another celebration on the live stream if we do that. So thanks for being here, and liking, subscribing, and sharing is free, and it helps the algorithm tremendously. So if you would do that, that would be great. Let me skip on down a little bit here. See who else is in the chat room. Look, Dragon's Twin says Trump was afraid to ask AI Teddy Roosevelt who the worst president was. That would have been a great. That would have been great if he did that. DPD says, so in essence, they are fucking cowards. I think DPD is talking about the Proud Boys with the white handkerchiefs over their faces, or whatever the white coverings. Instead of a white KKK hood, they're wearing these white, or maybe they were khaki. Anyhow, so DPD says, in essence, they are cowards because if they are truly proud, show your motherfucking face, reveal yourself. Because unlike these pieces of shit, I don't have the privilege of hiding who I am. Yeah, they hide behind their masks. If they're so brave and so into their cause, why are you hiding behind your mask? It's not like, COVID's going on right now, although I hear there still is some COVID around. But of course, when there is something like an airborne pandemic, going around, then they won't wear the goddamn masks. They'll say those are face diapers. But when they want to march for white supremacy, then they have to hide behind their masks. Go figure. Williams here. Hey, Williams says, take off the mask, cowards. Yeah. Teresa TAK says, I missed the 4th of July before more on Trump came around. Look, Dragon says, oh my God, this was so worth the late start. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad it came out good. I believe it or not, when I was making it and downloading it, and I'm like, I hope they like this. I don't know how this is going to go over. They might just think it's boring and stupid. But I'm glad you guys liked it. MJ Daniel says Rough Rider Teddy would probably have hit TGT in the mouth, and he would have gotten out his guns for that last bunch. You're talking about the. I don't know who you're talking about. Who the last bunch was? I guess the Proud Boys, maybe. Yeah. PDG 200 LBFB is here. Says how. Wow, these MAGA fucks are racist. You think? They sure are, PDG. They sure are. Josh C says it'd be funny if someone dumped a bag of marbles into that Patriot Front march. Don O'Leary, don't you dare play Billy Joel. Yeah, they got Billy Joel playing. I know, I was kind of thinking that too. Like, I wonder if Billy Joel approves of this. DPD says, this year, instead of flying the American flag, my family and I have chosen to fly the Ukrainian, the Haitian, and the Palestinian flag. Wow. That's amazing. That's amazing. That sends a message out. Let's see. MJ Daniel says, don't take the brown acid, man. Yeah, they wish they had a Woodstock size crowd. But like I said, I went to elementary school events that had bigger crowds. William with the $2 super sticker. Yippee, William. Yippee. Thank you so much. There's their thumbs up and a heart. And a heart for you. Teresa TAK says, go Blue Wave in 2026. Absolutely. Let's get out there and vote. Vote, 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 vote. No matter what, we're going to vote. No matter what they try to do to suppress us and block our votes, we're going to vote, goddammit. We are going to vote. Brooklyn SJU says, and we could have had Kamala Harris if those idiots could have got past their bigotry for the sake of the country and world. Yeah. Big Hook says, well done, TJ. You gave a full perspective of everything. You honored the day with a truthful reflection of everything right and wrong with America. That's what I was going for, I guess. Just warts and all. And I, full disclosure, I didn't start working on it until last night. After I did all the microphone stuff I was doing. And then I was like, well, since I'm not going to work, and I had been wanting to put something together for the intro, and I just hadn't gotten around to it. So I was like, well, I better start working on it. And I started on that. So last night, all the way till about 4 a.m. or 3 something. It was about, by the time I got to bed, it was after 4 though. I don't know. So I'm glad you guys liked it. And but I guess but if I had started on that like a week ago or a month ago, which I could have, and probably should have, it probably would have been even so much better, you know. So I feel like I kind of rushed it. MJ Daniel says nothing but hate and anger in their hearts and stupid, so fucking stupid. Just watch Good Liars. Yeah, the Good Liars, they do a really good job of, and you know, in a funny way of exposing these maggots and how I'm hesitant to call people stupid, not because I'm trying to be nice, but because I realize I'm not the smartest guy in the world, you know. I'm not. So, you know, I feel kind of hypocritical if I call someone stupid, and then someone could say, "Well, oh yeah, well what's the square root of this?" You know, whatever, and I'd be like, "I don't know." So, but yeah, they're the Good Liars are good because they pretty much, you know, they don't accuse anyone of anything. They pretty much let those people that they're interviewing just kind of, you know, expose themselves, so to speak. MJ Daniel, perfect symbol for the DJT shit show. I'm pretty sure that was when the paraglider or whatever that guy thing is called, crashed into the tent or whatever that was, the cover thing. Pretty sure. Big Hook says, well worth the wait. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it. Luck Dragon says Luck Dragon's twin says we need to get this video out so Trucker can be nominated for an award. How about nominated? How about winning the goddamn thing? Nominated. You can't win unless you get nominated. I know. Petrazi says bravo. Jolie says epic intro. Thank you guys. Thanks for giving me some positive feedback there. Teresa says thank you for that. Now it's funny, Wayne, and I always forget how to pronounce your name, and I know you have shown me how to pronounce your name, but I'm just going to call you Wayne G. Says hi. It looked like that bike needs a new set of piston rings. It was a little smoky, a little dark smoke. Yeah, getting some oil mixed in there with the gas. Don O'Leary, simply the best. Thank you, Don. DPD says TJ deserves trust. Thank you so much. Brooklyn, SJU, aka Trixie LaRue with the $5 super chat. Thank you so much, Trixie. Yippee going out to Trixie out there in Brooklyn. Go Brooklyn. Brooklyn says, used to get chills by the Statue of Liberty. I got them again watching. Yeah, that was some cool footage of Statue of Liberty. Had to put the Lady Liberty in there, you know. Donald Leary, I'm not crying, you're crying. Or you are. I was actually kind of welling up a little bit. I got emotional at my own thing. Look, Dragon Twin says, if anybody didn't see that video from the very beginning, please do me a favor and watch it and share it with everybody you know and everyone. I wholeheartedly agree. Hit that share button. Share. It's kind of, you know, I mean, I don't want to, you know, sound like a crybaby or whatever. But it is a little discouraging. Like, you know, I do put a lot of work in these. I don't mean to be, this isn't sounding right. I'm just saying, you know, I do put a lot of work into these, and then I post them, and sometimes it gets like 12 views, you know, and that's a little discouraging, but you know, it is what it is. It is what it is. So I appreciate you guys watching, and like I said, liking, subscribing, and sharing. It does help a lot. So if you could do that for me, hit the share button, like, subscribe, or you guys are already mostly subscribers, but like and share, comment, leaving comments, it all helps. Joseph Winnie's here. Hey Joseph, good to see you. Joseph says, great job, John. 100% clap! Exclamation! Exclamation! Big Hook says, well done, TJ. That was a masterpiece collection of clips. Thank you, Big Hook. Petrazi, $5 super chat. Yippee, Petrazi. Thank you so much. There's a thumbs up and a heart for you. Hopefully, there it goes. It says, great intro, TJ. Definitely worth the wait. Thank you, Petrazi. Glad you liked it. Tracy TAK says, happy 4th of July to you, Trucker John, and to you as well. I know we're all a little, even to me, maybe doing this show right now, this is the most sort of into the 4th of July I've felt this year. I know we're, Donald Trump and MAGA has just really sort of soured things, and it's kind of, we feel like, has kind of ruined the holiday. But we can't really let him do that. Let's not let him do that. We can still celebrate. We can still, like I say, warts and all. We're not, just because we celebrate, at least I'll speak for myself. Just because I celebrate 4th of July, and just because I love this country. Look what I'm wearing. Let's see. I'm probably going to regret doing that, but I mean, does it get any more American than that? Even though this shirt was probably made in China, I don't know. I don't know. But this is the country I was born in. I love my country. I get mad at my country. I remember as a kid growing up, even in elementary school, they used to teach about when they talked about Western expansion, they talked about the U.S. cavalry, slaughtering Native Americans. And I know there was a lot of slaughtering kind of going back and forth, but it was the Indians' land. They were, So I remember reading about that and reading about treaties. And I think I read in one of our history books, while I was still in elementary school, 5th or 6th grade probably, that if I'm remembering it correctly, like every single treaty that they ever had been broken at one time or another. So I mean, I know that there's and of course slavery was horrible, and I've always grown up with the thought that our two most shameful things are the way we treated the Native Americans and the way we treated, of course, Black people and enslaving them. I mean, it's so horrible, and yet I still love this country because of the hope of doing better, the hope of being good. It's always there, and I think we have this Constitution that we go by, and this is oh shoot, the bookmarker I had just flung across the bed and down the crack, and it's now I'm gonna have to dig it out sometime. Well, yeah, but I just have hope, and then you do see the good side of Americans, and that's what gives you hope that we can maybe be a better union, be a more perfect union. We're always striving for that. It doesn't mean we're perfect. It doesn't mean we haven't done some really awful, bad, shameful things, especially when it comes to treating people of color. That's the thing that we need to improve on, obviously. So I'm still, this is my celebration. I mean, I might go driving tonight. I think I'm going to go driving tonight, and then the fireworks show here in Las Vegas is always very good. And my understanding is tonight it's going to be, because of the 250, it's supposed to be like the likes of which have never been seen before. So maybe if I'm out and I'll around the time when the fireworks are going to go off, I'll shoot some video of it, or something. David Willer's here. I'm proud to be in the Truckers Lounge, where at least I know I'm free. Yeah, we could make that, do a parody of the Lee Greenwood there. Thank you, David Windler. I appreciate you being here. Petrazi says it was moving and it made my patriotism overflow. Oops. DPD says, CJ, that is the sound every Nazi, white nationalist, oligarch, tech bro, and MAGA and maggots make during lovemaking. A whimper, not even a sound, not even a bang. What, the sound of me, like when I was trying to fire this off and it wouldn't fire? Is that the sound? I don't know. Penny Too Great says, Donald suffers from constitutional constipation. He has a major blockage. Mr. Spock here is here. Live long and prosper. I know you've probably been here, but I wasn't able to. Mr. Spock, perhaps start the download. Of course. Of course. Of course. That. You don't think I don't know that? That's not the point. It's not that I don't know that. I know that. I even alluded to that. When I said I have an hour, I shouldn't think like that. I should have thought I only really had like a half an hour, or really only 15 or 20 minutes. Are you trying to get me all worked up again, Mr. Spock? Between you and Nick Rich, I tell you. MJ Daniel from up in Washington State says if the U.S. can vote the Democrats back. Oh wait, that must be vote. If the U.S. can vote the Democrats back into the majority, number 251 next fourth, we can celebrate with impeachments and criminal trials, just like Speaker Keebler Johnson said. Yeah, let's make that be a reality. Let's make that come true. Because he was saying, yeah, if they win, then we're all going to jail, or something like that. We're all going to be investigated. There's going to be a hearing after hearing after hearing. Amen, brother. Amen. Don't promise me with a good time, or whatever. Well, don't threaten me with a good time. But you should promise me a good time. James Jaramillo's here. Hey, James. Good to see you. Says hello and happy 4th from Southern Colorado. Sneaking in to listen at work. Stay safe there. I know that I was watching some footage last night of the fires up there. At that time, the fires were at 76,000 acres with 0% containment. I imagine it's even more now, because that was 12 hours ago, probably. David Weiss from Denver. Hey, David, good to see you. It says, I recently downloaded Separation of Church and Hate by John Fugelsang to my Kindle. Very excellent. I have not read that, but I would like to read that also. I'd like to get that. Norm Wilson, is that a Tummy's coffee? I don't know what Tummy's is, but it's the best coffee on the interstate. No, it's chock full of nuts. Today's coffee is made by chock full of nuts. Again, I had to brew it twice because the first time I think I accidentally put in 2 filters, and you cannot do that on this machine. And I didn't do it on purpose. But, just when it was the truth, John. Very nice. I'm glad you liked it. Teresa TAK says, hopefully next year there will be more to celebrate on the 4th of July. Yeah, hopefully we'll be celebrating a Democratic Congress, both the House and the Senate majorities, and that we have at least been able to stop these the Nazi Party from doing any more damage. Let's see. Big Hook, Big Hook. The laundry list is too long of sins in American history. Yeah, I could do. I could probably do like a 8-week mini series or something. I don't know. Teresa TAK says going to cook out hamburgers and hot dogs. Also going to have battered onion rings and red skin potato salad. Also have Smirnoff screwdrivers drinks. Man, that sounds. All of that sounds delicious. I think you had me at Smirnoff screwdriver drinks and hot dogs and hamburgers. That sounds great. Jolie is currently reading the Fugelsang book. Well, good on you. I'm going to have to get me a copy. I have to get hard copies. I don't like reading off of devices. I guess I don't know. I've tried reading off of Kindles or iPads and stuff, and I like a book, pages, and you can turn the pages, and I just like books better, real books. But I'm glad you guys are reading. Keep reading, everyone. And the Fugelsang book is probably a good read. You guys, when you guys are done, though, I do want. It doesn't have to be a long, lengthy critique, but just maybe a little post on what you thought of the book, and if it was good, if it's worth the read. Is it worth my time? Is it worth my hard-earned money? And by the way, anyone who wants to get that book, I think Liberal Dan has a link like a. If you buy it through his link. Now maybe I shouldn't say this because I don't know if he still has it on there on his channel or not. Jolie would know, I guess. But if you do want to buy the new John Fugelsang book, I would suggest go to Liberal Dan's channel. I think he has a link. You can buy it through there, and then that way that helps out Liberal Dan a little bit. It gives him 5 cents or something. I don't know. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Brooklyn SKU, Trixie LaRue says, trust me, John, if I was compelled to part with $20, it was a very moving video. Thank you, Brooklyn. I appreciate it so much. I do appreciate you. And I'm glad you liked it. And I will be posting the intro separately right after the show. And you guys can like and share that baby out. So hopefully it'll get more than just 12 views. You know what I mean? And I will get nominated for an award. And I'm going to win the damn thing. Luck Dragon says, David Weiss, I've only read excerpts of that book, but it's good. Read the whole damn thing, Luck Dragon. Go to Liberal Dan and see if he still has a link to it. And I don't think it's going to give you any kind of a discount, but it helps Liberal Dan a little bit. I think he gets a couple pennies or something. I don't know. He gets a little something, a little something. So if I buy it, I am going to go. If Liberal Dan still has the link and he still is doing that, that's how I'm going to do it. Josh C says, I've got thunderstorms rolling through. No need for fireworks. Big Hook says, we want what all other civilized Western nations have, like universal health care. Right, exactly. I didn't put that. I did neglect to put that in some of the things that we're protesting for. We want universal health care. Thanks, Republicans, for giving everything that we deserve to billionaires who don't need it. Right. Alvin Stube is here. Hey, Alvin, good to see you. Alvin says, happy birthday, America. Happy birthday, America. Big Hook, 1246. So I'm only about, 29 minutes? I'm only 29 minutes behind you, Big Hook. 29 minutes behind. I'm only 29 minutes behind you, Big Hook. 29 little baby, itty bitty little tiny, itty bitty little bitty, itty bitty little minutes behind. Oh, thank you very much. Oh, thank you very much. Did you guys notice that I put the Beatles in there? And the Beatles are not Americans. I was thinking of that as I was watching the, just now as I was watching it. But then I realized the reason I put that in there is because that was a big event, the British invasion. Another, in a musical sense. Just another British invasion. We had the War of 1812, and then we had the Beatles, and that was a pretty big event. We had Elvis, and then the Beatles, and I know we could do 100 other different musical acts that have been very big and influential and everything. But I put the Beatles in there because that was a huge thing. Them coming to America and really forever, I think, changing American pop music. So anyhow, just in case you were wondering, why am I putting this English band in this 4th of July, video? That was why, because it was big. It was a huge event. A huge event on American soil, and it affected America in a pop culture kind of way, Luck Dragon's twin says America has always had socialism. We just don't know how to use it. See, that's the thing. I mean, I don't want to say I have issue with the term socialism or democratic socialism and democratic socialists, but I don't think anyone needs to label themselves as a socialist or a democratic socialist, because the things that they want is what a lot of Americans want, like Medicare for all. And to me, people will say that, like, fire stations and police stations and road building, that's all socialism. But to me, that's not really socialism. That is just governing. That is using our tax dollars the way they're supposed to be used, instead of just giving $1 trillion in tax cuts to rich people. But if they want to call themselves democratic socialists, that's fine. But I don't really think it's necessary. But, I mean, now granted, there are some things where they are kind of out there, and maybe not. The mainstream isn't for everything that the democratic socialists are proposing. But I would say a good 75% of the things that they are proposing cuts across the board. I don't call it socialism. I call it governing. Using our tax dollars to help everyone, not just the top 0.1%, but to help everyone. The middle class, the working class, the impoverished, the poor. It's to help everyone. That's what I call it. Blood Dragon, Aaron West, is John using his old mic, or did he figure out the new one? Why are you asking her? Why don't you ask me? I know, I'm half hour behind. I am using the old mic. I prefer it. Now, I do have the new mic. If we want to play that game, we want to do the comparison game again, but I think I'll just stick with this one. I do have it as a backup in case if this one, I don't know if I charged that one. Well, anyhow. As far as I know, I'm still got the green light, so. Wayne Guan says the people that do go will probably be dropping like flies. Oh, at the Freedom 250, 107 degrees and 90% humidity. There's the Joel got the Discord link. If you go in there, there's a driver's lounge. I got the driver's lounge. If you want to hang out there. Maybe someday we'll do a little live thing from there. Like Liberal Dan did that last week. It was kind of fun. Did his Liberal Dan After Dark. So you can check out Liberal Dan's too. But yeah, I've got a couple channels in there. Clips and highlights, and 5K Hennessy Day, by the way. 5K Hennessy Day. As soon as we get to 5K, I've got a bottle of Hennessy with my name written all over it. Really, I should probably put my name on it just as a joke, but anyhow. Let's see. Big Hook, the chopstick mic works fine. And now I have two backup mics. DBD says thanks for the clip. Yeah, that I thought that was funny. I thought it was pretty funny. Funny clip. I hope you guys could hear that okay. Because it seems like the clips play lower and, you know. Brooklyn with $2 super sticker. Yippies. Thank you so much for super chat. Thank you, Brooklyn, for another one. That's a thumbs up for you and a heart. It says the beer is wearing off. I have to keep giving. All right. Go crack open another beer. Pop open another beer. Josh C says the Chopstick Mike is a co-host at this point. Big Hook says I thought it was appropriate and showed the test sense of what any Trump event always turns into. Truest sense. Yeah, the truest sense. It just didn't look fun. Like I've seen lots of videos with their stupid little exhibits. Looked really dull. There was a couple of them that were all right, but I mean, you would think if this is supposed to be like the Great American Fair, and this is supposed to be like the sort of you would think it would be patterned after all of the great state fairs across the country, and you would have, and they have a perfect layout there to do like a midway instead of the way they have it. You could do like a midway, and you could put up some really cool rides, and you know there's, I mean, and I'm sure that the original group, the nonpartisan group that was supposed to do it, I'm sure they would have done it right, and then the partisan right wing group, Freedom 250, took it over and just made it the grifty shit show that, like you say, it really epitomizes the whole Trump era. You know? Hey, Real Lolo's here. Hey, Real Lolo, good to see you. Thanks for popping on in. If you have a chance at some point, like I said, I will post the intro separately. But I suggest check out the intro, see what you think. If you've got about 30 minutes to burn, to spare. Brooklyn is asking DPD, do you feel you were treated differently in England? Were you there long enough? So we'll see if DPD responds to that one. Big Hook says last time they marched, all the Nazis identified lost their jobs. Hence the coverings, the face coverings, I guess. I guess they don't believe enough in their cause to risk that, I guess. Look, Dragon Swin says, I live about 3 miles away from YouTube headquarters, and if they flag that intro video, I swear to God, I'm going to go there and raise hell. Well, they will probably just give me a copyright claim if some of the like Billy Joel music picks up. The Springsteen, Born in the USA, I tried to do it really short. Usually you can get away with a few seconds. The Lee Greenwood, that probably will definitely set off the copyright claim. You know, I could try to either just take that out or put some other music under that, under that paragliding or whatever scene in the intro. But the first 15 minutes of the slideshow presentation, truth be told, full disclosure, I made all of that music using Suno. So I mean, I'm not a musician and I'm not a composer and I don't have a orchestra handy. So I know some people are very opposed to using AI and stuff, but I put all that music together using Suno, using prompts, telling it what I wanted, you know, what I was doing. I was making a slideshow. I needed something like sort of theatrical, and then I did different segments. You know, some were more intense, Some were a little more, like some of the 60s stuff, a little more, even though there was some heavy shit in the 60s section with assassinations and Vietnam War, but it had Elvis and the Beatles, so that was a little bit different. But I used for all those, I used about what I used 4 or 5 or maybe 6 different, because Suno will only make songs so long. They're only, I mean, I guess you can keep extending it, but I just didn't have the time to do extensions, and then they'll only extend it by a few seconds or something. So most of those songs are like 2-3 minutes at the most. So I had to put like 5 or 6 of them in there, or well, if it's 15 minutes, that would only be, I guess that would be about 5 or 6, because some of them were only a minute and a half or whatever. But I used Suno to make that music, so there's no copyright there will be no copyright claims there. But in the rest of it, like I said, there was a little bit of Bruce for like, I think, less than 8 seconds, so that's probably okay. It's going to be the Greenwood for sure. I'll get a claim, which is really no big deal. All it means is that either I won't get any monetization from it, or I'll have to share anything from clicks, from like ad revenue. And like I said, when my videos only get 12 views or whatever, I'm not worried about it. If I was getting like tens of thousands of views or hundreds of thousands of views, then I guess I would care more. But if I'm only getting 12 or 15 views or whatever, or even 40 views, I'm not worried about not being able to monetize it, Let's see. Lux Dragon Twin says, for your information, Trucker, you had about 4 or 5 super chats before you even set the goal. Actually, there was 2. But thank you. I realized I saw it, and I will address that. And we did make the goal. Yeah, there was 2. Nola Carnes had one. It was, I think, the first one. Yippee did Nola Carnes. And DPD might have been the second. Yeah, but I was aware. I had 2 before I started the goal. But thank you for pointing that out. And thank you for all those super chats. I appreciate you. We did make the goal. Does that mean I have to do a chair dance? Might do a little chair dance. Josh says it was a really well put together intro. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. Big Hook says your intro will be the highlight of my day. Thank you. Brooklyn says, TJ, you really have a talent. Well, thank you. DPD says, in response to Brooklyn had asked earlier if DPD, because DPD had just gone on vacation in England a couple weeks ago, I guess, and Brooklyn asked DPD if she felt like she was treated differently there than here. DPD, so in response, DPD says, I can honestly say no, since the orange pedophile has been on scene. Anytime we travel outside of the country, people always want to know, what the fuck were you thinking? And that's a good question. I wonder the same thing. But of course, what's his name? Boris? Whatever. He was no prize either. The PM they had. Look, Dragon Squid and Josh, I love TJ's intros. I would have to say that was the best intro I've ever seen. Thank you. Big Hook says Jordan Klepper does have a gift of getting the maggots to reveal their idiocy. Yeah, he's another good one. He's like the Good Liars, but he's of course from the Daily Show, right? He's really good. Josh C says, "Look, that was Ken Burns quality." Thank you very much. Look, Dragon Twin says, I watch almost every single one of your intros. I swear to God, I'm going to watch that intro 10 times. No joke. Wow. Well, each time you watch it, share it somewhere. and there's something, I don't know. And if there's a hype button, hit the hype button. Brooklyn says, "Oh, DBD, I was in Aruba when Obama was president, and I said how amazing it was that we had a black president. The person said we would only think it's just a black guy. I said, but with our shameful past, it's a huge thing." It was a huge thing. Obama was a huge thing. No, I mean, yeah. And just the fact that, like I said, when I was driving a truck and I had a CB radio, and the day after Obama won, I never heard so much racism and people just throwing out the N-word in my life. So that shows how impactful, I guess, Obama was. I mean, it really brought out the racist in full force, and they were just openly saying how they were gonna hang him. They wanted to hang him. That's what these racists do. They hang black people. I saw a meme. I didn't copy it, but it said something like, black people do not hang themselves in trees. That's what these racists do. Let's see. I do have a meme. Well, I was going to put this up, America 250 fireworks, but I didn't have that. I was going to have that up the whole time. Let's see. This is a little meme here I got. It says, we can argue. Okay, so we got the upcoming elections coming up. 2026 midterms are coming up. We're going to vote no matter what. Make sure we can vote. I know the Republicans are going to do everything in their power to suppress the vote and keep us from voting, but we got to vote. That's priority number one this November. Make sure you can vote. And there's a lot of things about, I don't like this guy, I don't like that guy, I don't like this Democratic Socialist, I don't like this guy in Maine, whatever. But the thing is, we really got to vote blue no matter who. And here's the thing. This was from Indivisible. It says, we can argue during the primaries and argue after the midterms, but in the few months between, our job is to unify against the fascists. So we got to make sure we vote. We vote Democrats all up and down that ticket. Take back the House, take back the Senate, get those majorities. We need to do something to stop the bleeding, at least. And higher turnouts usually indicate Democratic victories. So let's make sure we vote. And I know there's things, we're afraid about the mail not getting delivered, the ballots not getting delivered, about intimidation tactics. Trump threatens to put ICE officers or whatever, agents, what do you call them, in polling places. We cannot be deterred. We cannot be intimidated. We will vote. We will get our votes in and counted. There's just no arguments about that. We are going to get our votes counted. Big, are you putting the intro in the Discord as per usual? Yeah, I will put that in the Discord. Thank you, Big Hook. Yeah, I will. For sure. Look, Dragon's Twin says, I never got to see the Statue of Liberty, but I have been to Washington, D.C. Real cool. I've been to Washington, D.C. myself. It is really cool. I was there in around 89 or 90. Back there with my first wife. We went back. It was really awesome. Saw all the Smithsonians and, all the stuff. Lincoln Memorial, the reflecting pond or pool. Like, it's a pond now. It was a pool then. Washington Memorial, Jefferson Memorial, the Potomac. We went over and saw, Arlington National Cemetery. We went down and saw, was it Mount Vernon? George Washington's house. We took a tour in there. Somewhere I have video of all that shit. I think I may have lost it though. Unfortunately, I think I lost all that great video I took. I remember after we got divorced, and it was like 20 years later. My ex, maybe, or whatever, how long, or 10 or 15, 20 years later, my ex gave me all of our old VHSs, from all of our vacations and stuff. She said, "Here, you can have these," because she got remarried, and I think the ex didn't want to have old memories, or maybe she just didn't want old memories of our marriage or whatever. So she gave them to me, and then I think either I lost it or I did have my house broken into when I was on the road, and I like all my baseball collection, all my CDs, almost all my CDs, well, almost all my DVDs, my Hot Wheels collection I had from the 60s and 70s as a kid, all that shit got stolen. And I think maybe those videos got stolen. They might have thought they were movies or something, like regular movies. I don't know. But I haven't seen it in any of my stuff. I hope I find them, because there's still a bunch of stuff in Lancaster that I need to go down and go through. And I'm hoping that those are in there. Just because it's cool videos. You know me, I'm a video guy. I'm a picture guy, and I'm a video guy, and I've got great videos of the Washington Mall and and all that shit, and going on our vacations and stuff. So anyway, I hope I can find it, but I have a feeling it's gone. They're gone. So Brooklyn, $2 super chat. Yippee, Brooklyn, for another one. Thank you so much. Says, okay, I'm practically sober now. Dance show or nada. I will do a chair dance at the end. You got to wait till the end. I'm not going to do it now. Here's a little taste of the moves. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Got those moves. Okay, that's a little taste. We'll do a proper chair dance party towards the end there. Towards the end of the show. Hopefully the mic will hold out. Hopefully the mic will not. I do have a backup mic though now. I've got two backups now. Zolda's in, $2 super chat. Yippee, Zolda's in. Thank you so much. Do appreciate you. Says, instead of stupid, I say aggressively ignorant. Coffee went down the wrong pipe. Coffee went down the wrong pipe. Coffee went down the wrong pipe. My coffee went down the wrong pipe. My coffee went down the wrong pipe. Someone's saying hello to Billy. Is Billy here? Billy Kid 73. There you are. Happy 4th to Billy Kid. Thanks for being here. I do appreciate you so much. I do appreciate you so much. Big Hook says dissent is America's greatest strength. It's how we achieve greatness, by identifying and correcting injustices. Brooklyn says, look, Dragon, come see it. We walked up to the crowd and looked out. My cousin fell down the arm. Then you just turn around and go back down. Turn around, go back down. I regret, I've only been to New York City one time, and I've told this story too. I got selected to go back to New York City to try out for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. This was in 2000, I think 6. I'm going to say 06. And I flew back to New York City. They don't pay for your flight. You got to make, you pay for your own flight, your own hotel. But I flew back, got a flight to try out. And then and so then on the day of the tryout, they hold these like tests and stuff, but in the evening, or at least maybe they do them all day, but mine was scheduled in the evening. So I was staying at a hotel, I don't know, 30 blocks away or something. It was, like Brooklyn might know this, like where ABC and like where the they have like TV studios. It's pretty close to Times Square, and I think on one side, if you walk down the street, I think Central Park is right there, and just a little bit further down, I think the Trump Tower is there. It's all kind of close. And I was staying like even north of the Empire State Building. I was like a few blocks north of the Empire State Building. But anyhow, and my appointment for Who Wants to Be a Millionaire wasn't until, I don't know, I think it was like 5 in the evening or maybe later, 5 or 6 or 7. I don't know. It was in the evening. What time of year was this? It was probably fall. So it wasn't too cold. It wasn't too hot. It was really nice. And I decided, so I got up in the morning and I went and had breakfast at a New York, there was like this New York deli. I wanted to try all this New York stuff. And I think I had a coffee and bagel and, some eggs and stuff. And I decided I was going to walk instead of taking a cab or whatever. I was going to walk down there. And back then, I was still relatively young and mobile. I was like, 40, I think I was 45 or something. So, I was still pretty good. I could walk around really, really good. Not like today. I could not do that walk today. But I did the walk, and it was fairly easy. I don't remember any discomfort. Like today, I would probably walk a few blocks and have to stop, Anyhow, so I remember walking. I remember I actually went into the Empire State Building, took the tour thing. You go up the elevator, and they've got this, or at least then they had this interactive thing that you do, and then you can go up to the observation deck. I did all of that. I don't even know where. Talk about pictures and videos. I know I was taking pictures and videos. I don't even know what happened to those. Hopefully that's in my stuff somewhere. Anyhow, so I did the Empire State Building. I just kept walking, I guess, south, and I saw, I think, Macy's or something. I think I walked in there just to check it out. All these little things I saw on the way. Columbus Circle, I think that's further down, right? Anyway, I saw all this stuff, of course, Times Square. I just saw this stuff. So I just walked down there to I guess it was ABC Studios or whatever. They had a little place in there that they would do the testing for the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Suffice it to say, I didn't make it, but I did make it past like 2 different kind of eliminations, and I got to I made it to where I interviewed with one of the producers, and I felt like the interview went so well. I remember calling home I'm like, I think I'm going to be on, because they don't tell you then. They say, yeah, well, if you don't hear from us, that means you didn't make it. If you did make it, then we will contact you and tell you, when to be here and stuff. So I left feeling so good. I forget, there's a famous steakhouse, and I can't remember the name of it, but I went in and got myself a steak and a beer, and I called home, and I was like, I don't know, but I think I'm going to be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. I did really, really good. I did so good. And of course, I never heard from them. So, but anyhow, how did I get on that subject? Oh yeah. Here's why I think I didn't make it. Because remember, 9/11 was in 2001. I was there in 2006. So this was only, 5 years. 9/11 was still very fresh. And I didn't go to Ground Zero that day because I had walked, like I say, like 30 blocks. And by the time I got to the studio, it was pretty much time to go in. I at that point, I don't think I remember seeing Central Park. Maybe I did that, but I didn't. So Ground Zero was even further down because I remember going to Wall Street and seeing the bulls. The bull. I remember doing all that and seeing like I think the New York was the library and I don't know, certain things. But I didn't make it to Ground Zero, and I didn't go out to the Statue of Liberty because I just didn't have the time to do it. I would have loved to have gone to Ground Zero, and I would have loved to have seen the Statue of Liberty. And they asked me if I went to Ground Zero, and I said no. I said unfortunately, I didn't have time. I think I said I got here last night, And then today, I actually, I walked from. I think I told him like where I was at. I walked down here, tried to see as much stuff as I could, but I didn't make it to ground zero. And I could see. I remember in retrospect. Remember, I thought I was so happy, and I'm calling home. But in retrospect, I kind of remember seeing this little look of disappointment on her face. Like I should have gone to ground zero. I should have made that priority one instead of the Empire State Building, or instead of Tavern on the Green, or instead of whatever. I should have made ground zero. That should have been. I should have just gotten into a cab and just driven right there. That should have been my. I think that's the feeling I got. That little look of disappointment that this California, West Coast coaster that I didn't go to ground zero, and I should have. And I honestly think that's why I didn't get selected, because I told her, and it was the truth. Wasn't going to lie. But anyhow, and I didn't go to the Statue of Liberty, and I wish I had, because it looks really cool, and it's probably something that everyone should see at least once. So maybe I'll make a trip to New York at some point and go see the Statue of Liberty and Ground Zero, I guess, just to satisfy that one producer. No, I mean it's a solemn thing. It's like the Pearl Harbor memorial. I have been to Hawaii, and I have been to the Pearl Harbor thing, and it is very like sombering. It is very, there's something about it, and it's when you go to these places, even like in 1990, I guess when I went with my wife to Washington, and we went and saw, like, was it Ford's Theater where Lincoln was shot, and then you walk across the street and you see the place where they took him to and tried to, attend to him, and I guess that's where he died. And you could see the bed. There's just something about that. You see the booth where he was shot. You see the bed where he died. You see these places. There is something weird and very, very. It's very like a somber place. Arlington National Cemetery is very, it has that same feeling. There's some of these places that just kind of give you goosebumps, and the Pearl Harbor Memorial is a place like that. It gives you goosebumps. So I don't mean to sound insincere about Ground Zero. I mean, I'm sure it's just like that, very, very goosebump inducing. But anyhow, I think that's why I didn't make that final cut. I think that was why, because I didn't go to Ground Zero. Okay, skipping on down a little bit here in the chat. DPD says, I have a suggestion. How about if TJ would increase the goal, maybe push for 15 or 20? Well, I didn't want to get greedy, DPD, but if you insist, I mean, you mean like start a new goal today? I mean, I guess I could if you guys are in the given mood. Am I buffering, Woke Mike? Am I buffering? Maybe you're buffering. Yeah, Josh, he's going to the top of the parking lot garage and film the fireworks. Yeah, because there's going to be all like 9 or 10 casinos on the Strip and downtown are all going to have fireworks shows, and they have them go off like simultaneously. It's really amazing. So that's a good idea. Of course, everybody and his brother is going to be doing that. So sometimes it's hard to find a spot. Big Hook, 110. Now I'm 42 minutes behind. I'm 42 minutes behind you. Big Hook. A big hook. Oh, big hook. A big hook. Boom, boom, boom. Should I make this, should I make it bigger? That's what she said. To see your block list? What are we doing with block lists? What's going on with the block list? Oh, Luck Dragon says, Brooklyn doesn't know how to unblock me, so I had to create a twin. Oh. Okay, yeah. So there's a link I guess, if you want to see who you blocked or didn't block. Mr. Spock testicle coffee, chock full of nuts. It's yummy. It's actually, I think it's actually very good. I think it's the best coffee I've ever made. It's almost gone. DPD says, TJ, if most people were of average intelligence, they would understand how stupid it is to set fireworks off, considering it's hot and humid as fuck outside. Yeah. And all these fireworks are pretty much illegal, even here in Nevada, where it's just all desert, but still, houses can get burnt down, but people still buy them. People have been setting them off for a while. Aaron West says, John Fugel saying separation of church and hate on Amazon. Liberal Dan's link. There we go. Thank you, Aaron West. So there's the link. That's Liberal Dan's link. If you want to buy Separation of Church and State by John Fugelstain, use that link, and I don't know, it's the whole thing that Liberal Dan has going. Helps him out a little bit. So did I zoom myself in? Is that what happened here? I don't want to be zoomed in. We don't need any of that there. Okay, I'm skipping down since I am like 45 minutes behind. MJ Daniels, 4th of July would just be another day without England. Just another day without England. David Weiss from Denver says, years ago, I had a party barge pontoon boat rented on rivers with twin Evinrudes on the back. Bought big fireworks in South Dakota, launched really good from the party barge. Oh, that sounds cool. It sounds pretty safe because it's in the water, right? Here's Brogan with a $2 super chat. Yippee! Thank you so much. Paul, it says, Paul and Ringo walking across Abbey Road alone. That's it. Oh, yeah. I think I saw that one recently. Johnny Katz. Johnny Katz is here. Says, I won't be too long. I won't be too attentive in the chat because I'm a little busy. Is everyone's pets secure? Yeah, it's a bad day for pets because they don't like the boom booms. Do they have little ear? I think they have little earmuffs for pets. If you can get your pet to wear it, maybe that might be a good idea. David Weiss, I have ELO on my skiing MP3 player. Brooklyn said I won't drink again for another year. Well, if you're only going to drink once a year, I suppose 4th of July is a good one. Either New Year's Eve or 4th of July. I guess. I don't know. Isolde Zinn says, is it, in my opinion, Fortunate Son and Bad Moon Rising would be most appropriate songs for today? Yeah, those are good. Those are good ones. Those are good. Just checking. We're at 2 hours. I just want to make sure my mic is still working. Alvin Stu, Butter Trump melted. Big Hook, Bye Bye Miss American Pie feels most appropriate at this time of the Trump shit show destruction of American democracy. Look, Dragon. Happiness is a warm gun. Happiness is a warm gun. Bang, bang. Big Hook, put it on Discord and we can share and make a copy of it for our personal collection. Are you talking about the intro? Yeah, I always put the intros in my Discord. DBD TJ, I have been sharing your videos. Thank you so much, DBD. I appreciate that. I really, really do. I really, really do. I really, really do. DBD says that's true, TJ, but they did get rid of Johnson. Boris Johnson, yeah, they got rid of him. And always hype. Get that hype. Like, subscribe, like, share, subscribe, and hype. Brooklyn says Boris Johnson left. Even Nixon left. The SOB keeps effing hanging on. Yeah. It's like, Trump, would you please just fucking leave? But he's, one of the reasons that he hangs on is because he's trying to stay out of prison. Okay, I am skipping down. Mr. Spock, not the Hot Wheels. Well, the Hot Wheels, those are collectors, those are collectibles, and most of them were in, if not mint condition, they were in very good condition. And plus, even if they're not worth anything, those are I was a Hot Wheel kid. I was big into Hot Wheels, and this is when they made them good. They were made much better back in the 70s than they are now. The ones they make now are crap. Woke Mike, I just had that happen with beer. Thanks, Woke Mike, for being here. Appreciate you. Josh says, new show idea. Who wants to beat a billion? Who wants to beat a billionaire? I've been skipping down. I must be catching up in the chat here. Big Hook says, new show idea. Who wants to move to a better country? Okay, so for all you Americans that are living in America, the United States of America, if you could move, let's say you could afford to move, or this is what's known as a hypothetical. So I don't want to hear about I can't afford it or whatever. It's a hypothetical. If you could move out of the United States of America, where would you go? I'm just interested to know. I'm just interested. Where would you go? Where would you go if you could move? Where would you go? Put that in the chat. I'd be interested in knowing. Josh says, I'll never stop saying they need to bring back Claymation Celebrity Deathmatch. As old as in says, Big Hook, I disagree that maggots can move to Russia. Yeah, instead of us moving, why don't all the fucking maggots, they seem to love Russia so goddamn much. Why don't you guys move to Russia? Look, Mike, you went to Trump Tower? I walked by it. I didn't go inside. I was going to Central Park, and the Trump Tower is right across the street from Central Park. So I remember walking by it. I think I took a picture of the Trump International sign, whatever. I didn't go in there. Even back then, I didn't like Trump. TJ, you've lived a very colorful life. Big Hook, nothing wrong with the Tesla car. It's the asshole who owns the majority share. Yeah, and see, and I you know me. I love Teslas. I really do. I know a lot of you guys hate them. But now, I mean, I can't even look at a Tesla. And I get lots of things in my YouTube feed because I used to watch Tesla videos, and I still get some things that pop up in the feed. And I don't even want to watch. I don't even click on them. I don't even though I still love the cars. I think they're great cars, except for the Cybertruck. But I think the Model 3, Model Y, Model S, even the Model X, I think they're all really cool cars. And I've driven the Model X and the Model Y. I really love those cars, but I can't even look at them anymore because of Musk. You know what I mean? MJ Daniel says, my mother worked for FEMA on 9/11 and went to New York City. They let them shop at the same place. First responders get official clothes and brought back a really cool FDNY t-shirt. That's cool. Mike Mayberry's here. Says, long time no see, TJ. Is Jolie here? Hi, guys. Oh, is this Mike? Is this the Mike that we've had run-ins with? Are you that Mike? There's a reason long time no see, Mike, if you remember. Be on your best behavior, Mike. You know, just be on your best behavior. That's all I got to say. Hey, Justice AZ, love saves lives is here. Hey, Justice AZ, good to see you. Justice says, hey, everyone, happy Independence Day. Back at you. Back at you. MJ Daniel, I got some Dutch Brothers coffee. Yummy. I've had Dutch Brothers. I've gone through the little Dutch Brother place before. They're pretty good. They're pretty good. David Weiss from Denver says, on 9/11, I was working overnight at an ISP building servers, listening to NPR at the first hit got on IRC. Anyone remember IRC? Wow, it was lit. I don't know what IRC is. What is IRC? Jolie is saying hi to Mike Mayberry, so I hope we're all on good terms. Maybe I'm thinking of a wrong mic. Remember, Jolie, we had another mic that we had to run out of here. Maybe that's not the same mic. Hopefully, I guess not. Probably not the same mic. So you sound like you're okay. Mike Mayberry says the pet earmuffs should be made to look like people's ears, big, fleshy, loby, uncanny valley-looking human ears, because ours always look like theirs. Get it? Yeah, I guess I got it. Woke Mike, don't zoom in. Yeah, don't want to zoom in on that. Brooklyn, any new music coming out? I haven't, but there will be soon. I'll make something else. The one that I've been playing about Don't Mourn, I can't even say the title right. Don't Mourn When the Evil Die, or however right title. I need to come up with a better title. I feel like I'm missing. There's like a middle stanza that I want to put in there, and then I'm going to promote that more. But I should make some more songs. I guess Mr. Spock would move to New Spockland. Justice AZ says, I think the motive for everything Trumpster fire, I guess, goes is attention, or does his attention. There's never enough for the drama llama President Ponscom. He thrives on chaos and the drama, that's for sure. And I think a lot of that, though, is to distract from the Epstein files and other things that are going to land him in prison. He's always trying to distract. DBD, does it have to be one place? Well, I mean, I know you like to travel, but if you were going to make a new home, a new permanent home base, where would that be? I guess. Azula Zen says Germany. Brooklyn says, how's Canada's health insurance? I'm sure Big Hook can fill you in on that, but from what I've heard, it's pretty damn good. National healthcare system. Mike Mayberry says the brand Tesla is tainted, and that's what Trump is doing to America. Our name is tainted now. Happy 4th. Yeah, our our name is Mud. We are Mud. But I think we can come back. But we need to get, like I've been saying, I think we need 50 years of Democratic dominance, Democratic rule, Democratic majorities, and good Democrats, not these fucking, no Joe Manchins, no John Fettermans, none of that bullshit. We need 50 years of AOCs, man. You know? You know what I'm talking about? Mike Mayer, what? I think you're mistaken. I don't do anything like that. I was the guy that plays in the band. Okay, Mike, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to confuse you. We had another Mike that we used to come in here, and then we ran him out because he was not good. Not good. So I'm sorry for confusing you, because he would have different names, and Mike was usually one of the names. But yeah, Mike, I apologize, and I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming in. If you're still here, as old as in or Chile, I love their accents. Uh, Josh C says DPD. I've heard Toronto is most highly educated city in North America per capita. Toronto. I like. If I was going to go to Canada, I like where Big Hook is at. I like, even though I've never been to Canada. I've never been anywhere in Canada, but I've always heard so many great things about Vancouver that I think I would definitely check out Vancouver. Norm Wilson says Canada has universal health care. It's great. David Weiss from Denver says IRC is internet relay chat worldwide, like an early Discord. Wow. Yeah, I don't think I ever went on that. Brooklyn SJ, you aka Trixie LaRue says, but do you have to wait a long time to see a doctor, Norm? DPD says, Brooklyn, I have never met a Canadian who was not kind and welcoming. Mike Mayberry says, I've just been busy and can't be here live. I'm still all the way on your side and agree with you on most stuff. I'm an ally. Thank you so much. And I did not mean. I apologize if I confused you with someone else. Justice AZ, love saves lives, has agreed. Trucker John, thank you for agreeing. I'm not sure. I can't remember what I said 2 seconds ago. DPD, they are multicultural. I guess the Torontonians. Josh says, "Oh, TJ is talking about Mike H. You remember Mike H? Good pull there, Josh. Yeah, I was talking about Mike H. And he would try to come in with other names and stuff. And he might be in here now. I don't know. Anyone could make a fake account with a fake name. Josh says, you might be Mike H. I don't know. I'm only kidding, Josh. I know you're not Mike H. It's funny, though. You remembered him. Brooklyn says, oh, Josh, I remember now. Woke Mike, I remember that guy. Woke Mike might be Mike H. No, I'm not. I'm just kidding. I should not say that. I should not even joke. There are certain things you shouldn't joke around about, and I should not joke around about that. So I'm sorry, Mike. Woke Mike. Justy says, Brooklyn, I was trying to figure out who he was talking about. Jolie says, I used to hang out on IRC a little bit. Wow, Jolie remembers IRC. I do not remember IRC. But I probably wasn't on the internet that much back then. I don't know. I remember my early days on the internet or whatever, like before, I guess it was before Facebook and before MySpace. Remember MySpace? And even before that, I think I remember going into, it was like, was it NBC or something? They had these chat rooms. Remember there was Yahoo? They had like chat room. I remember going into some chat rooms because I heard about chat rooms. I'm like, what are these chat rooms about? So I think in Yahoo, I used to hang out in a couple of chat rooms. And then there was like, was it MSNBC or NBC or something like that? And they just had these chat rooms. but I remember that is where I met the people, the folks that helped me make Feet on the Dashboard, because I was actually I was taking some courses at Antelope Valley College, which is a very nice junior college out where I lived in Lancaster, and I was taking some screenwriting classes, and I was taking some directing classes, or one, class. Um, I took some acting class. I did some stuff. I was doing that kind of stuff, and then I took a film study class where we made a short film. I made a short film called The Teacher, um, in that class. And so I was really thinking, like, I would like to make some movies. I'd like to make some shorts and then maybe make a feature. And so I think it was on this chat room it was like, I can't even remember the name of it now. It was just some thing, but it was pretty popular, and you could go and make your own little chat rooms or whatever. And so I created this channel, and there's no pictures, there's no videos. It's basically like you put the title. I think I put Antelope Valley Screenwriters Group or something like that. I guess I was trying to create a screenwriters group where we could write screenplays and stuff. And then that's how I met God, I can't remember the name. The producer producing and editing my film. Why can I not remember her name? I'm just getting that forgetfulness. Anyhow, that's where we met, and she came into my little chat room there, and we just started talking about films and what we wanted to do. And I told her how I think I had already written a script, or was writing the script for Feet on the Dashboard. I said, I had this script, I want to make a film. And she told me she has a little production, that they're trying to start a production company, her and her sons, and then she gave me a link. She actually gave me a link. It might have been IMDb or something, where she had actually made some short films, and they had them on IMDb, and they were pretty cool. And I was like, yeah, let's get together. So then we ended up getting together and making Feet on the Dashboard. And here's the funny thing about that is I have never met them except for Jesse. Well, that's not true. I've met them because when we were filming, we met. But I had never met them in real life until the day we started filming. And I had been writing the screenplay, and I sent her some pieces of it to look at and stuff. And then we went back and forth, and then to set up how we were going to do it, and when we were going to film and stuff. And then I actually held some casting sessions, some auditions and stuff, and then it wasn't until we were shooting on the day we were filming that I actually met her in real life. So I think it's kind of interesting how the internet, you can meet people and not meet them in real life, and you can build these friendships and bonds. And I can't remember the name of that. Whatever, this was like pre-MySpace, or and I just made this little room, Antelope Valley Screenwriters Group, and she went in there, and we made Feet on the Dashboard. Mike Maybear says, I'm still here. Thank you for clarifying. I actually have to go, but I always use my real name and real account, so you can always remember Mayberry and the red guitar. Peace. Well, thank you, Mike. Thanks for popping in. You have a happy 4th. If you might be gone already, I don't know, but in any case, thanks for being here. And I'm sorry if I, confused you with someone else who was not good. Not good. Woke Mike, there was a preacher on there blaming everything on Democrats. DBD says, I also believe that our education system should pay for students to travel abroad. Children should learn and experience multicultural communities. And please don't say we can't afford it, because we can. But don't you know, DPD, we can only afford unnecessary wars. It's really all we can afford. We can't afford things that actually benefit the country. We have to only benefit the oligarchs. That's all we have money for, is benefiting the oligarchs. Joshi says, TJ, do you have any old scripts you wrote but never? I do. I've got two or three. I have one that won third place at the Antelope Valley Film Festival. Third place. It's called El Mirage. It's actually a pretty good script. I wouldn't mind making that. I could make that. I mean, it would require some budgeting. Like I made Feet on a Dashboard. It was an 8-minute movie, and I paid all that out of pocket. It was like a few $100s, you know. To do El Mirage, I would probably need, you know, I don't know, 50 grand or something. It's a pretty good script though, and I've had people read it and they really like it. I wrote another one called Going Postal because I'm a postal worker, and I wrote this. My ex, who helped clean out the storage facility, she found that screenplay and my stuff, and she's taking it home to read it because I was going to bring it into the house, and she goes, "Oh no, I want to read this." I'm pretty sure she read it before because I wrote that 20 years ago, longer probably, 25 years ago. Oh yeah, 25 years ago, easy. I think she read it, but she said she hasn't read it, so she's reading it. But I read. So yeah, I got Going Postal, El Mirage. Is that the only two I have? I thought I had another one. I do have lots of drafts, lots of sort of treatments of that I didn't go all the way and start writing screenplays on. So I do have quite a few, you know, just sitting around. Brooklyn Toenails on the Dashboard. Well, my dad was a preacher and didn't like me at all. I didn't think that helped at all. DBD says we can no longer accept that from our politicians. We also must remind them they fucking work for us. We must hold them accountable. Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. I agree. Let's see. What is this? What is this? This is something here. They're always complaining about anchor babies and 14th Amendment and all this kind of stuff. Here's a little meme. Who are the real anchor babies? The Trump kids are all anchor babies. So if birthright citizenship ever does get overturned, I think these four motherfuckers right there, Eric, Don Jr., Ivanka, and Barron, should be the first ones shipped out, deported out. Deport those motherfuckers. Brooklyn says, damn, Florsheim shoes, Jack Nicholson. Anyhow, thanks for hanging out on the 4th of July special. This very special episode of the Truckers on live stream, 4th of July special. it was supposed to start at 11. We didn't really start till about noon or afternoon, I guess. I don't know what time is it now. Yeah, it was probably afternoon. But thanks for being here on this very special 4th of July special. I hope you enjoyed it. I think I'm going to probably call it a day or not. Yeah, a day here pretty soon. I guess I should do a chair dance party. Maybe do a chair dance party. You know. Should we do the "Don't Mourn When Evil Men Die"? Damn right you're doing a chair dance party. I didn't come all the way over here for nothing. I'm gonna watch you shake your love thing, or no, your groove thing. Shake your groove thing in that chair. That's what I'm here for. You're damn right you're gonna do a dance party, Trucker John. Don't cheat us. By the way, I'm here. I'm surviving the day. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Woohoo! Yeah, I just want to say hi to everybody. Happy 4th of July. May your beards be ever sparkly. You know? And there we go. Happy 4th of July, everybody. There's a little fireworks show for you. Woo, yeah, there we go. Thank you guys so much. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Turn red to purple, purple to blue. Let's do this. Let's do it. America, where even the purple beardeds can live in peace and harmony. All right. Thanks to our special guests who just piped in. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed and you feel even moderate about what you've seen, consider hitting that subscribe button. Everyone else, like, subscribe, share, hype, comment, watch, repeat, rinse, whatever. And thank you guys for being here. Thanks for all the donos, as we like to call them. Let me look real quick here and do a quick rundown of how YouTube calls it, fan funding. Nola Carnes with a $10 super chat. Thank you, Nola, so much. Yippee. Wes Webb. I didn't see Wes's. Thank you, Wes. Sorry I didn't see that earlier. Yippee to Wes Webb says, how long until we get back home? My calendar. I don't know what that means, but okay. Petrazi, $19.20, $5 super chat. Yippee. Thank you so much, Petrazi. America the Beautiful, he says. Here's Brooklyn SJU with a $20 super chat. Yippee. Going out to Brooklyn. John, this was a masterpiece. This is the most patriotic I've felt since 2016. Thank you, sir. Well, you're very welcome. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you enjoyed that. DPD with a $20 super chat. Yippee to DPD. Thank you so much. Says, thank you, TJ. You're making me cry. I'm shedding tears for each soul that has sacrificed their lives for this country. We must use this time to reflect on who we are. We must do and demand more for future generations. Bravo, TJ. Well, bravo to you, DPD, and thank you so much for being here. William, 19143 with a $2 super sticker. Thank you so much, William. Thanks so much. Yippee. Brooklyn coming in again with a $5 super chat. Yippee to Brooklyn. Says, used to get chills by the Statue of Liberty. I got them again watching. Petrazi with another $5 super chat. Yippee to Petrazi. Says, great intro, TJ. Definitely worth the wait. Thank you, Petrazi. Brooklyn with a $2 super chat. Yippee again to Brooklyn. Says, the beer is wearing off. I have to keep giving. Brooklyn with another $2 super chat. Yippee to Brooklyn. Says, okay, I'm practically sober now. Dance show or nada. Yeah, we'll do a little dance in here. A little chair dancing. Zolda's in with a $2 super chat. Yippee. Says, instead of stupid, I say aggressively ignorant. And then Brooklyn with another $2 super chat. Yippee. Thank you so much. Says, Paul and Ringo walking across Abbey Road alone. That's it. And I'm not sure what that was in reference to, but we were talking about England. We were talking about British invasion. We're talking about all kinds of stuff like that. And so thank you for that. So let's go back. Let me go back to the chat. Flagpole dance, says Josh. What woke Mike? Please don't. Bah. Hey man, I can't help myself. I got the white man overbite. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Uh-huh. Yeah. You know you like it. You know you like it. DPD says when this shit is over, every motherfucker who has sold any part of this country should be stripped of every dollar, every plane, every home, land, and even the underwear. They may be wearing, they deserve, even the underwear they may be wearing, they deserve nothing. I agree. Just give them a barrel to wear, I guess. I don't know. Woke Mike, where is the button? I don't know. I'm not sure what button you're talking about. Booker says, oh my God, who, me? Who took my credit card? Laughing out loud. Yeah. Who was making all those donations? All right, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I do appreciate you. Let's see about doing a little thing I like to call. Now, is this? I think this is it. DBD says, DJ, fantastic show, very insightful and moving. Thanks, mods, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay safe, cool, resist, peace out. It's dinner time. Have a good dinner. Have a good day. Have a good day. Thank you, Aaron and Jolie. I believe, are Aaron and Jolie still here? I'm not sure if we're at full mod capacity or not, but thank you so much for being here. So let's do a little chair dance. This is for Brooklyn and for everybody else. Okay, you guys ready? I have to turn my mic off in order for you to really hear it. So let's see.
I don't mourn when evil men die. I don't feel sad and I don't cry. Sometimes I wonder why it takes so long for evil men to die. But I want you to know that when you go, you won't be missed. And the ground where you'll lay, we're all gonna take a big giant piss. And for your end, we all anticipate, without any love and too exhausted to hate. Your long-lasting legacy will be one of disgrace and shame. Throughout the annals of history, your name will shrink, you'll lose your fame. And as you lay there drawing in your final breath, just know that you made us happiest in death. You will not be thought of kindly, and you won't be missed. And like I said before, on the ground you'll lay, I'm gonna take a big old piss.
Thank you guys very much for being here. Happy 4th of July, everybody. Enjoy it with your family, your friends. Don't let Trump bring you down. Don't let the maggots bring you down. Fuck them. Have a good time in spite of them. Go grill your hamburgers, your hot dogs, pop open a beer or your favorite drink. And if you're going to watch fireworks, watch some fireworks. Have a good time in spite of those motherfuckers. Don't let them ruin your day in any way, shape, or form. Thank you, David Windler. Yippee! Another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. All right, guys. Jolie and Aaron are both here, by the way. Before we go, there's just one thing I got to say. There's just one thing I got to say. That we are and have been, and I hope always will be, at full mod capacity. Full mod capacity.
Well, it's time to say goodbye. The show has come to an end. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again. Have some fun times, hopefully nothing too bad. We might talk about war crimes, might talk about Baghdad. I doubt we'll talk about door chimes, but if we did, I'd be only too glad. So hostile la vista, baby. The show is over, but could I ask you maybe to take a shower? No, that's not what I meant, but I couldn't think of anything to rhyme with over. All screwed up. Oh shit, I should have stuck to truck driving, who I tried to kid. At least when I was out there driving, I could handle a skid. But doing this live stream, baby, has been a real kid. So I hope to see y'all again right here on Trucker John live stream. We're gonna do it again and again, right here in the Trucker John live stream. Yeah, the Trucker John live stream. We're gonna come back and do it all again. No, this ain't no dream. This is where right here on the Trucker John live stream. Know this time to say goodbye. The show is coming in. But don't be sad, no, don't you cry. We're all gonna come back and meet again.
Rolling down the highway in my rusty old rig. I'm a retired trucker, but my spirit's still big. Living in Vegas, where the lights never sleep. Broadcasting my thoughts for the world to keep. From politics to pop culture, I've to take a trip down Paradise Road, but it ain't that pretty, it ain't paved with gold. Everybody's got the dirty little secrets, everybody's got some things unknown. But if you ain't real careful, baby, it'll cut you down to the bone. Under all those bright lights, you've gotta learn to ignore the glitter. It's all about fight or flight, and you don't wanna do either. So go on down to Paradise Road, it'll make you wish that you were young. But all it'll do is make you feel old and regret trading in your love for lust. It's all just a big charade, it's all just one big game, and it ain't about love, it's all about the thrills. It's about staying in the hunt, it's about going in for the kill. So head on down to Paradise Road, that's where your friends are now. They're the people that nobody knows. So go ahead and make your big show. So live it up on Paradise Road, just don't let anyone know. It'll be your dirty little secret, it'll be your guilty little pleasure. Living a secret that the whole world sees, hiding in plain sight among the scum and the thieves. It's so damn hard to ever be pleased. Everyone wants to live the good life, everybody wants a piece of paradise. But where would you run? Where would you hide? What would you do to buy a little more time? Grandiose dreams of happily ever after are really just another day's end. And when the sun goes down, you just lay there wondering, can you really do it all again? You're praying for one last shot, you're hoping for one last big win. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along. Paradise Road is calling, so you better hurry along.
Sad and I don't cry. Sometimes I wonder why it takes so long for evil men to die. But I want you to know that when you go, you won't be missed. And the ground where you'll lay, we're all gonna take a big giant piss. And for your end, we all anticipate, without any love and too exhausted to hate. Your long-lasting legacy will be one of disgrace and shame throughout the annals of history. Your name will shrink, you'll lose your fame. And as you lay there drawing in your final breath, just know that you made us happiest in death. You will not be thought of kindly, and you won't be missed. And like I said before, on the ground you'll lay, I'm gonna take a big old piss.
Show's over. I'm out of here, folks. Bye.